We have new photographs that give us a real glimpse of the life kidnapping suspect Ariel Castro was leading in his Cleveland, Ohio home.
That's how the streets are. That's how the sidewalks are. But if you take a look over at the shrubs and all the grass and all the buildings, that's where all the snow really fell. You can see some of it still in my hand right there.
This picture right here is causing some major concerns for school administrators in Augusta County. You're not seeing things. That is really a bus driver driving through a flooded road. Here's why. The city is putting in sidewalks and making Reservoir Street a 5-lane road. So cars will have 2 lanes toward the county, 2 toward the city, and turning lanes at 5 different points. Now, right now, none of that is there, which is just a recipe for car chaos.
Nearly 3,000 kids need something to open on Christmas Day. So what we're trying to do is fill up this entire truck. I got to get on this ladder.
Breaking overnight, a crash on Route 11 sends a 23-year-old man to Rockingham Memorial Hospital. His injuries aren't serious. That's the good news. But here's the bad news. Several people in Rockingham County don't have a standing mailbox anymore. As one expert told us, it is extremely difficult to stop something like this from happening at a marathon.
Unless,
It's not like the president is coming and they block off everything. They still have to allow, the kids are off from school. They bring all their kids down, as you're saying. This is their big day. You still have to allow people to feel like they're free. Are you a tax cheat? If you bought anything on the internet lately without paying sales tax, nod your head yes, because you are a cheater.
A new bill in West Virginia could make it illegal for you to wear what will likely be a popular pair of glasses behind the wheel. You hear why one delegate thinks they'll be used for much more than clear vision in 2 minutes.
Dion, the city will tear down 104 buildings for this new road. One woman's home is one of those buildings. It's the place where her parents died, and it's the only home she's ever known.
After I went and signed the papers and everything, I came home and just cried.
As Don Hottinger and I walked around her home,
You got a lot of memories.
we both realized it'd be gone by summer.
It's going to be a big difference out here.
Here's why. The city is putting in sidewalks and making Reservoir Street a 5-lane road. So cars will have 2 lanes toward the county, 2 toward the city, and turning lanes at 5 different points. Now, right now, none of that is there, which is just a recipe for car chaos.
It's backed up, and you got to wait. People are passing you. You can't let your guard down. If you do, you're going to get hit.
Drew Williams of Harrisonburg Public Works says the design will eliminate those problems.
So you don't have some of the safety concerns that we have on some of our 5-lane roadways where you have a lot of cars turning left in that center turn lane. It's really to help keep traffic moving.
That's something Hottinger says wasn't really a choice.
With the way that they put it to you, you either sell it or we will come in and take it.
For Williams, every deal was fair.
We're paying them for the loss of their house that they can then use as a down payment.
But Hottinger says they forgot the small things.
You got to get water hooked up in a new place. You got to have deposits.
Deposits paid, she'll leave Reservoir by July, but knows this for sure.
Oh, the day that I leave here for good, I really think it's going to be one of the hardest days I've ever had in my life. It's going to be hard to say bye.
Amidst the sounds of shopping carts and feet,
Good morning.
Good morning.
there's a friendly voice and sound. A bell Daryl Jones's rang
Good morning, sir.
for 20 plus years.
It's 9 to 10 hours a day, and we're out for 6 days a week. Good morning, ladies.
He uses his vacation time to do it.
I am blessed. How are you?
The majority of it, at least.
I get a week at the beach, right?
It may seem like a lot to you, but not Daryl.
Everybody is granted 16 hours a day. You get 2 shifts awake, 1 shift sleeping. Okay. So the question is, what are you going to do with your 16 hours?
He's certainly found his calling.
I stand out here with a little bell and raise tens of thousands of dollars.
Sometimes more than $1,000 in one day. But how?
First thing I do is, before I ever come out, I pray.
And when he's not there,
I missed 3 days. And you showed up on those days.
he has some explaining to do.
That's what it was.
It's this thought, though, that keeps him coming back.
And it's remarkable, what a difference one person can make.
So will he ring next year?
Lord willing, he's brought me here 20-some years. Lord willing, he'll do it again.
In Waynesboro, Jazmin Bailey, WHSV
Hey,
News
hello.
3. We're going to check in on our forecast with meteorologist Amelia Namias. And Amelia, before George headed out the door last night, he stopped me and he's like, what are your plans for tomorrow? And I was like, I don't really have any plans, but he was just adamant that you cannot stay inside.
I think George has it right.
We're coming up on 3 minutes past the hour. We have a follow-up on the case of a local teen convicted of involuntary manslaughter. His retrial starts this morning. In January, a judge found the teenager guilty of killing a 19-month-old girl in a crash in the Belmont Estates neighborhood. Now, the case will be heard by a jury. Here's some news from overnight. The U.S. Senate has passed a bill to end the air traffic controller furloughs that have caused thousands of flight delays and cancellations this week. The furloughs were part of forced spending cuts. This just in, U.S. Marshals say bombing suspect Johar Tsarnaev has been moved from his Boston hospital room to a medical facility at Fort Devens. That's a U.S. Army base in Massachusetts. Also new, the mother of the two suspects says her husband has delayed his trip to the U.S. He was supposed to come today to claim the body of his older son, Tamerlan Tsarnaev. Imagine if your prescription drugs fell into the wrong hands. Well, it could likely happen if you don't dispose of them properly. Tomorrow, Virginia State Police and local sheriff's offices are teaming up with the Drug Enforcement Association for National Take Back Day. Now, RMH is just one place you can drop off unused, expired, and unneeded prescriptions tomorrow from 10 to 2 p.m. And we do have a list of other locations on our web channel at WHSV.com. An appraiser has determined that the U.S. National Slavery Museum's 38-acre property in Fredericksburg is worth $750,000. That's a lot of money, but it's actually 10 times less than what the city assessed the property for in 2012. Take a look at this picture from 2008. That's where the proposed museum is supposed to be. Fast forward to 2011, the grass is a little taller. The first of what is guaranteed to be many television ads aired by candidates in Virginia's close and bitter governor's race is set for a Monday debut. The ad is from Republican Ken Cuccinelli. It runs for 30 seconds and targets women, a group where polls show the conservative attorney general has the most work to do. And while we're talking about TV, MTV is getting ready to blast viewers with a brand new Scream. The network is producing a pilot for a TV series adaptation of the wildly popular horror films. When you sit down and watch it, I had to watch it overnight, just a little clip of it. It is kind of comical to see.
Oh, but when it first came out, it was very scary.
It's so scary,
yeah.
But it's like all the scenarios are just so outrageous. Like your doors were unlocked and you're just on the phone with a random guy.
I hate when they go upstairs.
Right.
That makes me so mad.
Yeah.
So get outside.
Yeah.
Coming to MTV.